The Democrats have got to move on quickly, haven't they?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. She's indulging delusions of running for governor in California in 2026 and perhaps even running for president in 2028. And I just want to echo what a lot of you guys already said. This past week has been harrowing for me. This Saturday, I went on Fox and Friends and I said that Democrats have a stench of loser hanging over them.
Yeah.
As soon as I said that, there were boycott campaigns against me, unblock, unfollow campaigns. I lost 40,000 followers.
Really?
In 4 days. People have called me the W word. I don't know what we're allowed to say, but you can fill in the blank.
We're uncensored. Let's say it. Say it. Say what the word was.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Well, they called me a whore. They called me the C word. They asked for me to be deported. And you can just search for my name in those terms on X and you'll see a bunch of them. So, all these so-called Democrats, the party of inclusion, the party of diversity.
That's those Democrats.
Off. And it's even worse because they pretend to occupy the moral high ground. They pretend to be, so loving and caring and embracing of diversity. But all of a sudden, when I dare to utter any criticisms of the goddess, Kamala Harris, I get ostracized. Me, after having raised tens of millions of dollars for the party. My donors are pissed. They raised $2.5 billion across Super PAC in the campaign. It's my responsibility. It's my duty of care to ask what the hell happened with that money? Why did we spend it? Why did we spend millions of dollars on five-star hotels for campaign staffers? Why did we spend $500,000 essentially bribing Al Sharpton moments before he interviewed Kamala?
Look at Ching.
These are legitimate questions, but no, in the cult, you can't ask questions.
Yeah.
And leaving the Democratic Party or even questioning the Democratic Party is like leaving a cult. It's terrifying. Pierce, I don't want that. I don't want to be a part of this tent. I don't want to be a part of this craziness anymore. They're accelerating my rightward shift. I don't want this nonsense. It's just crazy. And honestly, they're shrinking their tent. They're basically telling me to they're pushing me to bring my tens of millions of dollars that I've raised and can continue to raise to a different team that treats me better, that treats me with just common decency, that doesn't call me a communist spy. By the way, the communist regime in China killed my great-grandfather. They don't know my family's history. This is the first time I'm really saying it on air. They are calling me a spy for the regime that killed my great-grandfather. Let that soak in just for a second. That's how disgraceful they are. Yeah. And these are the people who call themselves the social justice warriors. They are dabbling. They are going headfirst into racism anytime someone dares to disagree with them. Yep. I don't want to be a part of this nonsense anymore. I want to be a part of the team that says men are men and women are women, and then men shouldn't play in women's sports. And I'm an athlete myself. I'm a marathon runner.
Common sense. Yep. Just like I told y'all. More people are going to be start talking sense now. More people are going to be pivoting. More people are going to be just completely leaving the Democrat Party. They went too far left. They're going to start speaking common sense. And I know that from that familiar face during the campaign, she was already speaking out, calling out, the finances. And of the failed terrible campaign of Kamala, comrade, chameleon. My values haven't changed. They got Hollywood celebrities, Diddy all on the floor. Well, we got to release that list. Yeah, we got to release that list. We got to release that list. We got to drain this one. We got a lot of things that need to get done, y'all, and it's gonna get done, I believe. Yes, indeed. And we're going to make America great again. January 20th can't get here any faster. Shout out to them beautiful patriots around the world. We want our money back. We want our every last dime. He done fell asleep. And then he done sent money over here, and then fell asleep. And then come to find out the bombshell report. They knew that he was the decline at the beginning of the presidency. So who been running the country? Unbelievable, man. A disgrace, a cheap fake. He's as sharp as a tack. 81 million votes. I tell you, boy, these Democrats something else. I tell you, man, it's been a complete circus all the way around. Every aspect you look at, a whole circus. People done died. People are struggling. Millions of people, you know. It's a disgrace what they've allowed to happen, man. But come on in. Whew. But this is gonna be a good one, y'all. Let's go and jump into this. Hit that like button if you're new here. Subscribe to the channel, man. Yeah, we keep it real. I love you guys, man. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. And again, January 20th can't get here any faster. And we're gonna see how this thing plays out, man. Big things are already happening. Elon Musk tweeting. They know, we almost just shut the whole government down. Just shut it down. Shut it down. Because it's been lie after lie after lie after lie. It's been an absolute disgrace, man. I'll just be real with y'all. But now we're seeing Democrats just leaving the party. We see people fed up, done. Enough is enough. And I told y'all, expect more of this. Expect more people to speak out. Expect more things to hit the fan. Expect more bombshell news to happen. And we haven't even got into January yet. Just wait. It's all going to take place. People quitting live on air. Yeah, just watch. And watch what takes place these next 2 years. I hope y'all are ready. I really do. Well, let's go and get into this, y'all. Let me stop all this talking.
Some senior party officials said to be open to Kamala Harris running again in 4 years. Politico asking the question, are Democrats coconut pilled? Where are you on this future?
Well, that was Fox News anchor Bill Hemmer throwing to Lindy Lee, who's the DNC Mid-Atlantic Regional Chair. Probably not for long, because she is about to devastate Kamala Harris.
And look at Anna. She gonna be just like Rubin. Yeah. She's left the Democrat Party and called them out on their crap. She just went viral. Y'all know a couple 2 or 3 days ago. Yeah. How's that for you? The Young Turks, the Turks. How's that for you?
This is not what America wants. November 5th was a decisive defeat for the Democratic Party. She lost every single swing state. It wasn't a squeaker like it was in 2016. This was a resounding defeat. And right now, Kamala Harris is indulging in delusions of running for governor of California, possibly in 2026, or even president again in 2028. America has said this is not what we don't want to be coconut pilled. We do not want Kamala Harris. We don't want failed border policies. And I feel like I'm liberated and I can finally tell the truth that the Democrats completely failed on the border. Title 42 was a tremendous mistake, and no one is willing to say that. And you shouldn't be called bigoted or racist because you want strong borders for the United States. And you should be able to say that the economy was ailing under the Biden-Harris administration.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't call me. That's what it is with the left and all of them. You know, you start speaking common sense, you're racist. You mispronounce somebody's name, you're racist. I mean, I breathe, I'm racist. If you're MAGA, you're racist. Yeah, we're all racist, I guess. I don't know, man. Yeah. Shout out to them Patriots. Shout out to that red wave, baby. Shout out to MAGA. Where we at, family? Y'all spread some love in the comment section. Where we at? Yay! Feel good to be on the winning side. And if you ain't gonna do right, we're gonna get you gone. Same with what just happened with Mike Johnson. And what's going on down there in Capitol Hill, we're going to get you gone. If you ain't on our side, if you ain't trying to make America great again, we're going to get you up out of here. We done with the rhinos. We done. We done. It's going to happen.
That price hikes did indeed happen, but they denied that for the first 3 years of the administration. And when they finally did something, it was too late.
Now look, Lindy Lee is a bundler for the Democratic Party. She raised a lot of money for Kamala Harris's campaign, and she feels that she was lied to about how she was performing in the polling, lied to by the Harris campaign about the likelihood of beating Donald Trump. And so she's been making the media rounds, and you can tell that she is really soured on the Democratic Party. But someone who hasn't soured on the Democratic Party is Joy Behar, yet even she has some pretty harsh words for the Democratic Party and more importantly, the Kamala Harris campaign. Take a look.
The spew, not the view.
The thing the Democrats do that most politicians do, I think the Republicans did it back in the day with John McCain. It's like, it's your turn. Kamala's in position, it's her turn. Yeah. Joe Biden, he did not retire early enough so that there could be an open, what do they call it? Primary, exactly, thank you. That's a simple word, and yet there would have been an open primary. We would have seen what was out there a little bit more. It's just as bad as what they're doing with Trump, which is this loyalty oath that everybody has to take and bow down and kiss his ring. It's not about who's the best person. It's about who do you feel is in the next in line to do the job with the Democrats and with the Republicans.
Obviously implying, and this would be a correct statement, that Kamala Harris was not the best person for the job or the best candidate to run against Trump. And look, finally, even Jill Biden is taking some shots at Kamala Harris. If you don't believe me, take a look at this.
So I hope that you all feel that sense of, peace and light, and that just for a moment when you leave here today that you feel, a sense of joy. Because I think we all need this, we all need to feel joy now during this time of the season, during this time. So anyway, okay, now I'll start.
Look at they all started laughing because they knew she just disrespected and mocked Kamala. Yeah, gave a nasty word salad. Just mocked her. Gave a nasty word salad and then hit her with the joy. Joy. We're gonna run this thing off joy. Yeah, disgrace. Yeah. Jill wants revenge. She's pissed. Jill, your time of fame, time to shine, and your shine is finna leave, Jill. Your time is up, Jill. Doctor.
You're all reading into that.
Are we? Are we?
Yeah, so the rumors are that Jill Biden always hated Kamala Harris because of the one line in the debate back in 2020 in the primaries where she talked about how Joe Biden was in favor of segregation on buses back in the day, and that she never forgave her for that. Oh my God, Queen Biden, way to hold on to that grudge,
right?
And hurt your own party in 1,000 different ways just because you're bitter. Anyway, so now speaking of bitter, though, I'm a little bit bitter about The View. Because when we said Biden was too old, they were like, how dare you, right? When we said there should be an open primary, they said, how dare you? When we said, hey, the Democrats are asking for loyalty oaths and we're not supposed to be the authoritarian party, we're supposed to be more open, they're like, how dare you? Now all of a sudden The View is like, oh my God, you know what? Why didn't anybody tell us Biden was too old?
Yeah, they'll go back to the loyalty oaths, believe me.
Of course,
they will.
The View is the masters of loyalty oaths. If you don't pledge for whoever is the establishment corporate robot, they'll take your head off on The View. So, Joy, I appreciate your new opinion, but it's very, very different than your old opinion, which is like a minute ago, and it dramatically different. By the way, there's one thing I disagree here. I think Kamala Harris will probably win in a cakewalk for governor.
No!
Okay.
No! What are you doing? What are you doing?
No, I'm telling you the reality, whether you like it or not.
What are you doing?
Democratic voters in California love to obey. And so
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm gonna move, Cenk. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna move.
I'm not saying I'm in favor of it. I'm telling you what's like if the Democratic Party said, we anoint Kamala Harris, a giant percentage of Democrats in California would go, yes, we obey. We will take the loyalty oath. It doesn't matter how bad she is.
This state cannot survive another incompetent Democrat leading it.
Leading it. Democrat like Kamala.
No, we just can't. Okay, like
thank you.
Anyway, so like
they're speaking some Yeah, after this election, you see how everybody's acting different now after this election, y'all. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? What I'm seeing? I'm just saying, it's not just here; it's everywhere. Look how everybody, look at the conversations now. Look at the energy. Look at the body languages. Look at the tones. It's just different after this. After Donald J. And you know, we see how this thing played out. You know, the Democrats exposed themselves to a certain point this year where I'm telling you, people will never go blue again. People probably won't trust a Democrat ever. Won't go for a Democrat ever. I'm just saying, yeah, they done. They done ran everybody out of there. Liberals, I mean everybody, yeah. Never Trumpers, yeah. Ran everybody out of there.
People are egging her on. Okay, apparently she's like in a wait and see mode. How about you wait and see like your way out of public life and go do what you're supposed to do. Go work in the private sector, go do the lobbying thing, whatever it is, but do not run as governor of California. Yeah. Do not.
So look, here's the thing that they still won't say that is definitely true, which is that she was a disaster. She was a terrible candidate, but it's still to this day with all their little, you know, oh golly gee, I wish somebody would have told us, right? But they're not saying the core thing, which is she was a talking robot and she could not answer normal questions like a human being. She had her scripts ready and she would just take the script, her talking points, and match it to any question that you asked her. It was Sarah Palin-esque. Yes, I said it, and yes, she definitely deserved it. And no, we should want no part of her for any campaign at all, okay? And I don't know what coconut pilled means. That's a thing that people made up that doesn't even make any goddamn sense. Okay, and finally on Linda Lee, the person say, so look, she's more conservative than I am, way more, and she's more from the donor class, etc. But at the same time, we don't have to drive everybody out of the party, right? So she has a different opinion on immigration, so what, right? And it turns out that was the majority opinion in America, even though portions of it that I might not agree with. But I brought her up because she said a word that a lot of people are feeling. She said, I feel liberated. And that's because the establishment in the Democratic Party is so oppressive that if you disagree 1% in either direction or any direction, they'll take your head off. And then after the election, pretending as if they're open-minded is just garbage. The next time they'll do the same exact thing and they'll demand your obedience and compliance with probably the very worst candidate.
I please don't run for California. Please, I'm begging you.
They on here begging.
The Washington Post reports that as soon as she lost to Trump on November 5th, some Harris supporters seized on the idea of a gubernatorial run, including wealthy donors. God, these wealthy donors are gonna be the death of me. Eager to see her take a leadership role in such a powerful post. Quote,
what leadership? She showed no leadership when she ran for president.
Leadership, she
Oh, here's my positions on price gouging. Oh, never mind. Mark Cuban and the donors say that I shouldn't have those positions, so I don't have those positions. Oh, I love the Palestinians, but I'm going to crush them.
Let me please finish this graphic because, of course, it's always the same people. The people that drove the conversation within 18 minutes of the election being called was the finance team.
Of course.
She took $1 billion that was donated to her and not only spent it on nonsense in the span of 3 months, her campaign went into debt. You want her running the budget in California? This is nuts. Okay, I mean.
Well, look, guys, there's two things. One, unfortunately, the Democratic leadership has gotten so used to being authoritarian that they think, well, of course, the dear leaders must always be promoted. And they should be around forever and ever until they're all 98 years old and we're wheeling them around, okay? So they can't stand the idea of someone new rising up and someone that would actually represent the voters. But that leads to point number two. Why stick with Kamala Harris when she was a broken robot? Why don't you go get a new and improved robot like Pete Buttigieg's corporate robot 2.0, right? And that's what they'll do at the presidential level. But why bother running her for governor? Because the finance team represents the donors, and the donors don't want someone smart and independent. They want someone just like Kamala Harris, so that they could say, oh, you're an empty vessel and you'll say anything we want? Okay, yeah, perfect, come here. we want to run California. So come on, empty vessel, let's go. And besides which, we've trained Democratic voters to obey the donor class. So if we just tell them that you're the anointed one, they will all obey. And if anyone dares running against you, we'll just smear the hell out of them. Like, oh, Katie Porter, you want to run? We'll just smear you, right?
Yeah.
Any progressive or any populist or anyone wants to run, we'll just smear them with all the money that we have. And by the way, and the media that we have, who's totally in our back pocket.
Yeah, Katie Porter would be great. Great suggestion, even though you didn't really suggest it. But like, look, I'm sorry. Right now, the Golden State is cooked. So like the idea of more of the same, and I do see Kamala Harris as more of the same. Like she's just the female version of Gavin Newsom. Disaster. Except Gavin Newsom at least can speak, right? That's the thing. Like he's a snake and is able to be a snake because he carries himself well in these public appearances. But in terms of substance, no, we need real leadership in California. It's falling apart. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, of course. And they're not going to do that. They're always going to go to the corrupt. And if you don't get that Kamala Harris is corrupt and incompetent by now, I mean, we're just going to have those same old fights. And then we'll see you guys in the primary in 2028. And you'll have Morning Joe and The View on your side. And they'll all be screaming to obey. And we'll see who wins. We'll see who wins. But there's no way we're letting Kamala Harris run again. That's insane. Oh, she could run all she wants. She's not going to win, okay? You'd have to have a coconut fall on your head for you to think that that was a smart idea.
Man, it is just mind-blowing to me to see how they're speaking now. You know? Wasn't everybody praising Kamala? We're going to win. Trump has no, but he came out with a huge thing, a clip that went viral like, was it like 2 weeks or a week before, 2 weeks? It was 2.5 weeks before the election, saying we're looking at, you know, some actual polling, and I'm terrified. But I hate to break it to you, but it looks like Trump is winning. He has this in the bag. Chink, whatever his name is, you know, unbelievable, man. But this is how they're speaking now, man. Wow. How everybody done switched up. People done walked up out of there, didn't they? I told y'all this was gonna happen, man. And it feels good being on the winning side and being the one that was right, you know. And I'm glad that I covered this the way I covered it, man. I am really glad I covered this the way I covered it. You know, a lot of people, some people said this about me. They called me and said, you don't know what you're talking about. But it feels good that we were right all along. You know, and I showed you on the ground what was actually taking place. How corrupt it really was, man. Us being one of the channels, there's a lot of channels that played a part of this behind Trump, the Trump campaign, this whole election. And we were the backbone of Trump's campaign as well, man. And I even had people saying that some of the people in the Trump campaign loves my channel. You know, it's just mind blowing, y'all. But I love y'all, and I'm glad it's playing out the way it played out, man. Kamala, go away. Don't come back. Go hide behind a rock. Or them coconuts that then fill out the coconut tree. Let me know what y'all think of this, man. God bless you all. Merry Christmas. And I will catch you beautiful people in the next one. Peace and love, y'all.